Good morning, sixth graders. It is week 5 of distance learning, and I'm here with your read aloud of your last 2 worksheets. I bet you're thrilled to be almost finished. I know I am. So let's get started. All right, this one is titled Helpful Honeybees. Bees are insects that live all over the world, with the exception of Antarctica. There are more than 20,000 different types. People started keeping bees for their honey at least 4,000 years ago. The honeybee is the only insect that produces food that is eaten by people. Today, beekeepers raise honeybees for their delicious honey and also for the beeswax that they make. Beeswax can be used to make candles. Bees get all of their food from flowers. The flowers hold a sweet liquid called nectar. They also contain pollen. Pollen is small, like pieces of dust. A honeybee visits around 100 flowers during one collection trip. While bees are buzzing around from flower to flower, gathering pollen to take back to their hive, they spill some of it along the way. That is actually a very good thing. When the bees drop the pollen from one flower onto another, it allows the flower to make seeds. Those seeds can then grow to make new flowers. That means bees are very important to keep our environment in balance. All right, here's our who, what, when, where, and why questions. Remember to use complete sentences with subject-verb agreement and underline up here where you found your answers. Question 1, who raises honeybees for their honey and beeswax? Complete sentence, please, and underline in blue up here where you found your answer. Number 2, what is the sweet liquid in a flower called? Find your answer up here, underline it in red, and write it down here in a complete sentence. Number 3, when did people first start keeping bees for their honey? Find your answer up here, underline it in green, and write it in a complete sentence on number 3. Number 4, where do bees get all their food from? Find the answer up here, underline it in yellow, and write the complete answer, complete sentence here. And number 5, why are bees important to our environment? Find your answer up here, underline it in orange, and write it in a complete sentence down here. Last worksheet. Did you ever look up into the night sky, see a shooting star, and wonder why stars fall out of the sky? If so, don't worry. The stars aren't really falling out of the sky. Shooting stars are not actually stars at all. There are a lot of rocks floating around in space. Sometimes, when they float too close to the Earth, gravity will pull them into our atmosphere. As Isaac Newton discovered, the Earth's gravity is a force that pulls things to it. Gravity can pull in items from space. Gravity is also the reason why we don't float away up into the air. Even though it doesn't feel like it, gravity is pulling us to the ground right now. After gravity pulls pieces of rocks from space, they enter our atmosphere. We call those pieces meteors. There are a lot of gases in the air which cause the rocks to heat up and start on fire. This is why we see them glow as they move through our atmosphere towards Earth. Most of the meteors burn up before they actually reach the Earth. If the meteors do make it to the Earth and hit the ground or water, we call them meteorites. Question 1, who discovered gravity? Find your answer up here, underline it in blue, write it in a complete sentence here. Number 2, what is the reason that we don't float away into the air? Find your answer up here, underline it in red, and write it in a complete sentence here. Number 3, when do we call the rocks meteorites instead of meteors? Complete sentence here, find it up here, underline it in green. Number 4, where are lots of rocks and chunks of metal floating around? Find your answer up here, underline it in yellow, and write it in a complete sentence down here. And number 5, why do the meteors heat up in our atmosphere? Why do the meteors heat up in our atmosphere? Find your answer up here, underline it in orange, and write the complete sentence here. All right, that's it for the worksheets. I want to remind you that pre-enrollment is due this Friday. So if you have not done that yet, you need to get on that. And we have something special coming up. Let's see if I can find it. There we go. Oops. All right. Here. So you can see it. All right, so on Thursday, May the 7th, from 4:30 to 5:30, all the teachers from middle school, East and West, Bircham, and the high school will be lined up downtown between Broadway and Bradley from 4:30 to 5:30 on Thursday, May the 7th. So we encourage you to drive by, honk, wave, make a sign. We really, really want to see all of you. So it says, Teachers on Main, the teachers and staff of Weatherford Public Schools will be lining downtown Main Street between Broadway and Bradley for a dragging Main parade. Wave, honk, and say hi to your teachers. We encourage you to make signs, posters, or decorate your car to show your appreciation to teachers. I'll be there. I hope to see you too. Have a great week and a fantastic summer. And 6th graders, I'll see you next year.